Hi, this is Derek Regensberger, and welcome to another episode of the Clarinet Connection, your source for gear and product reviews and practice and performance tips for the clarinet. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about a series of jazz mouthpieces produced by Jody Jazz. They're part of the Shedville company. And Jody Espina has designed these mouthpieces for jazz clarinetists. And as you might get a feel for, the mouthpiece is really designed to have a much bigger tip opening than a traditional clarinet mouthpiece. So when you're going for that freewheeling, free-blowing style of jazz clarinet, a traditional mouthpiece is going to be a little too restrictive in many cases. You can still use a relatively closed tip mouthpiece in jazz, of course. Eddie Daniels and Greg Agid for two are players that use relatively closed tip mouthpieces. They're going for that more kind of a Jimmy Hamilton style sound that really has a very focused and kind of pure clarinet sound. It's a more classical sound. If you really want to be able to bend notes though, play with kind of a more freewheeling style, a more open tip mouthpiece is certainly one way to go. And this series from Jody Jazz, I think fits the bill quite nicely. The two mouthpieces I'm going to be showing and demoing today are the number 6 and 7 in this series from Jody Jazz. And the number 6 has a tip opening of 1.45 millimeters and the 7, 1.6. You can see they're much more open than a traditional mouthpiece would be. I think the biggest opening that I've used in the past was the Jim Cantor Opera mouthpiece, and that has an opening of 1.2 millimeters. So we're going to be increasing that by a significant amount. So let's see what they sound like. Okay, for this trial I'm going to be using a much softer reed, as you might expect. This one is a Diodario number 3, and we'll see how it sounds on my Buffet Tosca. So you can see a lot of fun to play. Really easy to bend notes. One of the concerns obviously with such an open facing is that can you still hit really high notes? Well, let's try it out and see what we can get. So let's see what changing up the facing does, and if we go to an even more open style. So let's take a look at the number 7. So you see, probably even want to play with a softer reed, so maybe even going down to a 2.5 on this particular mouthpiece with such a wide tip opening. But really, I think the Jazz series is just a lot of fun to play, really easy to bend notes and get them to do what you like. So again, thanks for watching the Clarinet Connection, and tune in next time for another episode.